Ever heard of the chap who sneezed every time he stroked his cat? Turned out he wasn't allergic to the cat, but to his own cologne. The cat just didn't have the heart to tell him. Yes, my friends, the world of cat allergies is truly a tale spun with many a twist and turn. It's a labyrinth of misconceptions where the innocent feline often becomes the scapegoat. Take a moment to imagine this. You're in a room with a cat and suddenly you start sneezing. Most of us would hastily point our finger at the cat, right? But hold on. What if it's not the cat, but the dusty old carpet that's making you sneeze? Or maybe it's the pollen from that bouquet of flowers you just received. Let's face it, we live in a world where allergies are as common as cat videos on the internet, and yet we often find ourselves caught in the web of assumptions, concluding that our beloved feline friends are the culprits. So if you've been blaming poor Whiskers for your sneezing fits, it's time to dig a bit deeper. It's not like cats hold secret meetings to decide who gets to be allergic to them, or do they? Now that's a furball mystery we're about to unravel. So let's take a theoretical trip inside a cat's body. Imagine you're a tiny human, no bigger than a flea, and you're exploring the feline wilderness. As you trek through the valleys of fur and skin, you stumble upon a strange protein. This protein, my friends, is the notorious FeLD1, the culprit behind most cat allergies. Picture FeLD1 as a mischievous gnome who loves to play pranks on unsuspecting humans. It's found in a cat's saliva, skin, and even in their urine. When a cat cleans itself, these gnomes hitch a ride on the fur, waiting to launch their pranks on the next human who dares to cuddle the cat. Now, when these gnomes, or proteins, encounter the human immune system, they cause it to overreact. Imagine your immune system as a superhero, always on the lookout for villains. When it encounters the FeLD1 gnomes, it mistakes them for dangerous invaders and launches an all-out assault. This is why you sneeze, itch, or have watery eyes around cats. Your immune system is simply trying to protect you from what it perceives as a threat. Another protein that might be causing your cat allergies is FeLD4, found in a cat's skin. Picture FeLD4 as FeLD1's sidekick, not as notorious, but equally capable of causing allergic reactions. The interesting thing is that not all cats produce these proteins at the same level. Some cats are like gnome factories, churning out FeLD1 and FeLD4 in large quantities, while others produce relatively fewer gnomes. That's why some cats might trigger your allergies while others don't. So it's not the fur, it's what's on it. Like sprinkles on a donut, except these sprinkles make you sneeze. Ever wondered why you're fine one moment and the next you're sneezing like you've just snorted a pepper shaker? Let's dive into the world of sneaky allergens. Picture them as microscopic ninjas, stealthily infiltrating your home through your adorable fur balls, dander, saliva, and yes, even urine. These allergens are proteins that trigger an allergic reaction, causing your immune system to go into overdrive. It's like your body mistaking a feather for a sword, reacting way more dramatically than necessary. And here's the thing. These ninja allergens don't just hang around your cat. They're airborne and can hitch a ride on your clothes, hair, and even the soles of your shoes. So, even if you exile your feline overlord to the kingdom of the backyard, those allergens can still find a way into your castle. Just like a bad joke, these allergens have a way of lingering. Long after your cat has left the room, the allergens remain, clinging to carpets, furniture, and floating in the air. They're like those stubborn party guests who don't get the hint when you start cleaning up and turning off the music. Now, before you start considering investing in a hazmat suit or a cat-sized bubble, don't despair. There are ways to coexist with your feline friend and keep those pesky allergens at bay. Regular cleaning, air purifiers, and hypoallergenic products can all play a part in your allergen battle plan, so it's not about banishing your beloved cat to a life of outdoor adventures or rehoming them. It's about understanding these sneaky allergens and taking steps to manage them. Because let's face it, life's too short to be spent in a constant state of achoo. Remember, allergens are like uninvited party guests. They stick around long after the party's over. No, don't think about sending your feline friend to the moon yet. There's no need for such drastic measures. Instead, let's turn your humble abode into a veritable cat castle, a fortress against those sneaky allergens. And I promise, it's not as daunting as it sounds. First things first, a clean castle is a happy castle. Regular cleaning can help reduce the amount of allergens in your home. We're talking vacuuming, dusting, and mopping. Now I know what you're thinking. You didn't sign up for a cleaning service, but think of it this way. Every swipe of the mop, Every hum of the vacuum cleaner, you're not just cleaning, you're battling allergens, one dust bunny at a time. You're the knight in shining armor. Your mop is your sword, and those allergens don't stand a chance. Next on our list is grooming. Your cat, not you, although a little self-care never hurt anyone. Regular grooming helps keep your cat's fur allergen-free. Now, you might be imagining a scene out of a Wild West movie, trying to wrangle your cat into a bathtub. But fear not, there are plenty of cat-friendly grooming products out there that don't require water. So you can keep your cowboy hat in the closet, and don't forget about those hidden allergen hotspots, the ones lurking under the couch or behind the bookshelf. Allergens love to hide in those hard-to-reach areas, but with a little detective work and perhaps a feather duster as your magnifying glass, you can hunt them down and banish them from your castle. Last but not least, consider an air purifier. Think of it as your royal guard, constantly patrolling your castle, keeping those pesky allergens at bay, and the best part, no training required, just plug it in and let it do its thing. So, with a bit of elbow grease, you can create a sneeze-free fortress for you and your furry friend. You see, allergy-proofing your home doesn't have to be a bore. In fact, it can be quite the adventure, so grab your mop, don your detective hat, and let the allergen battle begin. You might be wondering, why did I have to fall in love with a creature that makes me sneeze? Well, let me tell you, the joys of cat ownership are worth every tissue in the box. Picture this. You've had a rough day and you come home to find your feline friend waiting by the door. You might start sneezing the moment you walk in, but then your cat jumps into your lap, purring like a little motor, and suddenly the world seems a little brighter. Or how about this? You're curled up on the couch on a lazy Sunday afternoon, a good book in one hand, a cup of tea in the other. Your cat decides to join you, curling up next to you, its soft fur a comforting presence. You sneeze, startling your cat, and it gives you a look that clearly says, "Did you just sneeze in my general direction?" You both end up in a stare-off, and you can't help but laugh. And let's not forget the hilarious moments like when you're playing with your cat and you sneeze so suddenly that it jumps 3 feet in the air. Or when you're trying to explain to your friends why you have a box of tissues in every room and your cat walks by, tail high in the air as if saying, "Yes, I'm the reason. Aren't I fabulous?" Then there's the joy of watching your cat chase its tail, or the satisfaction of seeing it finally catch that pesky red dot. There's the comfort of waking up to a purring ball of fur on your bed, and the amusement of watching your cat's antics on a daily basis. Sure, there might be a few sneezes involved, and maybe even a runny nose or itchy eyes, but when you look at your cat, when you see its trust and love for you in its eyes, when you hear its contented purrs, you know it's worth it. You know that these small inconveniences are nothing compared to the joy your cat brings into your life. At the end of the day, a few sneezes are a small price to pay for the love of a purring companion. Who knew learning about allergies could be so much fun, right? We've had quite the journey, unraveling the furball mystery of cat allergies. We've discovered that it's not the fur, but the sneaky little allergens in their saliva, urine, and dander that cause us to sneeze, cough, and get those itchy eyes. And let's not forget our adventure into the cat castle. We've learned about allergy-proofing our homes, from HEPA filters to weekly cat baths. And yes, that includes the daunting task of vacuuming their favorite lounging spots. We've also embraced the sniffles, understanding that a little discomfort is a small price to pay for the joy of having our feline friends around. So, what's the takeaway? Well, we've learned that we can't put the blame on our whiskered companions for our allergic reactions. Instead, we can take proactive steps to manage and maybe even reduce our symptoms. So, remember folks, it's not the cat's fault. And with these tips, you can live sneeze-free, or at least sneezeless.